I'm Joshua. I'm doing a dog handling and training course through AfricaK9 Training. I got into it because I enjoy dogs. I've always had dogs, worked with them for a long time, and I thought I'd try and do something more professional regarding dogs. Working with dogs probably since, at the very least, professionally now only a couple months, but probably just under 10 years. Working with dogs, family dogs, friends of family dogs, mostly big dogs. I've never really interacted much with small dogs, but yeah, I've always enjoyed working with larger dogs, and they're quite nice in terms of their personalities, and they're quite easy to work with.
Hi, I'm Warren. I specialize with, actually my favorite, just the same family of dogs, but it's just that they could be cousins, but I specialize with German Shepherd dogs. And I've been doing it for fun for a couple of years now, probably 6-7 years now. But professionally, I have recently started about 2 years ago to breed. But currently I'm doing my canine handling course with the AfricaK9 Programme. I've just started a couple of weeks back, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it to take it from a hobby level to a professional level. It's going to be quite interesting because it's a journey that I'm prepared to take. Yeah, breeding mostly. I have started doing different types of German Shepherds, because you've got your different types, from your small types to your big types. And you have your King Shepherds, you have your Black and Tans, you have your Sables, you have all different types depending on the bloodline that you get. I see most people will breed backdoor breedings and stuff like that, and not knowing where the dog is coming from, the mother or the father is coming from. Some people also breed dogs from the same litters, so the quality will differ. And say for instance, he's got a male in Cape Town and I've got a female here in Joburg, and I have to check his history of the bloodline and my history of the bloodlines to produce the best dogs. So mostly they will have, I got mostly very high ball drive puppies that I've distributed since I've started doing the breeding program, and they're quite interesting. It gets quite interesting on a daily basis as time goes on, and yeah, definitely you can. A show line German Shepherd would be more. They will be both energetic, but the approach wouldn't be the same depending on the social. They will both be social, but the working line will be more harder than the show line. The show line will be more softer on the ground than the training. Than the working line. So when you look at the show line, there will be more. The working line will be more lean and more active. The show line will also be an average weight, and they'll have the same drive, but they'll perform different duties. You see, also with the strength, depending on what you want to do with the dog. Let's say for instance, your show line dog would be more of a dog that would be surrounded with a lot of people doing tricks and stuff like that. Your work line is more of a strict dog. It will not be doing tricks. It will most of the time be with its handler. So those are very focused, more focused than the show line. They're not too playful when it comes to work. When they're at work, they know they're at work, so they don't want to run around, and they will always want to be by your side, by your heel side. You see. So on the show line, they'll be more playful. They'll just be all over the place and just be free range. So you can't put the working dog on a free range, and then it's just going to be two different things.
As for the Malanois, they're an excellent breed. They're incredibly intelligent, often too so. They very quickly find out exactly what you want to do, and once they find out what you want them to do, they will go out of their way to achieve that. They have a my favorite thing is you almost don't need to reward Malinois because they have a drive to do what you want them to do. They love the praise, they love the work, they love learning what you're trying to teach them. The problem comes with Malinois in that they are extremely high drive, extremely high energy, and if you are not the kind of person who can actively, be it physically or just by activity alone, exercise and especially stimulate your dog. With a dog this intelligent, it's almost more about keeping it mentally active than physically. And if you can't do that, then Mallies do really struggle with frustration and being unable to cope with the fact that they've got so much energy pent up. But if you can get a Mallee that has good drive, ball drive is excellent. They have high energy, they're willing to learn, and they will pick up on things faster than most dogs you've ever seen. And their willingness and drive to learn helps them pick up just more than you'd want. Before you start teaching them things, they're starting to learn it. It's a bizarre process. And,
Self-imprint. Yeah. Self-imprint. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially if they're interacting with other dogs and older dogs, all dogs learn from other dogs, but Mallies especially will start to see, hey, this dog is responding when my person gives this phrase or this command, and it will just start doing that because it has a feeling it wants to find out what's going on. But they do struggle with lots of. You have to keep them well motivated, and if you can't, then they really are a difficult dog. We've had this one for about a year. We've had friends who've had them for a long time, and we're getting some new ones next year. We've interacted with the breed for a long time, but it's been they're a very interesting dog to work with. We've got our ones are domestic, but they are working line, and just because the dog is a working line dog doesn't mean it can't be domestic. It just means you need to take additional responsibility in terms of ensuring that dog is fully enriched, because the working line dogs are they have a massive drive to work, and that can't be fulfilled with nothing. Park walks are not a replacement for work. So what many people do who have working dogs is that they will join dog sport, and dogs like Malanois are exceptional at dog sport. Ours don't. We've got our dog doing tracking because we stay on a plot, and it is actively doing tracking, as honestly probably closer to real work than most dogs go through. Yes, it's more of a
all-rounder?
More of an all-rounder, I'd say. It's not a true protection dog. She is not. Because the nature of staying on a plot, we can't have a dog that is trained for very territorial or high aggression. So she goes through all the protection work training to know what to do if she's required to bite, but we also keep her very socialized and interact with as much as possible so that so that they don't actively seek to engage.
I chose German Shepherds because they're very good at kids. That's number one factor. When they dominate in a family environment, then you must know that you've got a very good dog. No matter what happens, even if it's a social dog, but if there is an intruder, it will take charge. Even if it doesn't matter how social it is. That's my main reason, one of the best reasons why I got it, and one of the most important reasons why I interacted more with German Shepherds is because of their high drive of intelligence, and they're very, very alert. They're very, very alert. They can sniff or they can smell like any other dog, but they will give you an alert with something that's about 1 kilometer away, that there is something coming. Their hearing is excellent, it's pure. So they're more of the same family with the Belgian Malinois. It's just that their drive is much less, but their intelligence, it's one of, I will put it as 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 with protection, with obedience, with their all-rounders. They work with everything. So yeah, I'm very confident when I say they're the best. With the look, they're very intimidating dogs. You could find a very friendly GSD, but you would not intrude in its territory, because even if it's friendly, you will not just go without notifying the people around it that, oh, okay, I'm coming in, or that's one of the main reasons why I've got it. And they're very good with mostly. Besides, I'm gonna just repeat this. I've witnessed a lot of my dogs good with children, especially toddlers. I've got a dog. Most dogs that I have now, domestic-wise, they are very good with toddlers, like your 1-year-old, your 6-month-old baby. You can put a baby there, and then the dog will just sit there the whole day and not move until it's told to move. So that's what really got me to say, oh, you know what, this is what I'm gonna stick with. Because if I have to like just favor a lot, then my focus on them and what I wanna do with them will really stray my focus. So yeah. And you?
Well, when we were deciding to move to Malanois, it was a long decision. We were heavily considering the GSDs, and GSDs offered very much the key things we were looking for, but they didn't suit the plot lifestyle as well as something like Malanois and several other breeds. And after long research about their intelligence, the ease of training, their how difficult they are to socialize, and their relationship with other animals, and especially cats and wild animals, we decided that the Malanois suited our needs, and we were going to give it a try, and we've been very happy with it so far. And their intelligence is exceptional. They're incredibly curious, and their overexcitedness does make them a bit difficult with cats. Their curiosity and excited nature can make timid cats a bit intimidated, but given enough time, Malanois and cats, well, at least in my experience, have learned to get along just fine. And for us, the plot life means that there's a lot of mental enrichment available for the dog within very easy reach. Other than that, we really just fell in love with the drive, the look, the training, the confidence. There's a confidence in a Malinois that I've not seen in many other dogs. So there's an assured nature that they know that they can do something, whether or not they can actually do that.
They're not bullies, eh?
Yeah.
They're not bullies. No. German Shepherd are bullies.
No. You see this dog like, yes, I can jump that. It cannot jump that. It's going to try. It's going to fail, but it is beautiful.
They jump high.
They try, and they will keep on trying until they actually jump it. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're incredibly agile, incredibly athletic. They are absolute athletes. They are incredible, and with the physical, what's the word? Performances they can put out. It's amazing to watch.